The story of the United States begins long before the first flag was raised, in a land rich with forests, rivers, and indigenous cultures. Native American tribes thrived across the continent, each with their own traditions, beliefs, and ways of life. Their villages, trade networks, and spiritual practices laid the foundation of a civilization that had endured for centuries. Yet, the arrival of European settlers in the early 1600s would forever change the land. Colonial America was a place of hope and hardship. English, Spanish, and French settlers arrived seeking opportunity, freedom, or adventure. They built towns, cultivated the land, and navigated the harsh realities of a new world. Life was difficult. Winters were brutal, food was scarce, and diseases spread rapidly. But amid struggle, communities formed, ideas blossomed, and a spirit of independence quietly grew. Tensions with the British Crown began to rise as colonists grew frustrated with taxes, trade restrictions, and lack of representation. The desire for self-governance ignited debates, pamphlets, and secret meetings in town halls and taverns. By 1776, these tensions reached a boiling point. On a hot July day in Philadelphia, leaders signed the Declaration of Independence, boldly proclaiming that the colonies were free and sovereign states. This moment marked the birth of a nation and the start of a struggle for freedom that would shape history. Battles were fought, lives were lost, and ideals of liberty and equality were tested. Yet, the courage and determination of those early patriots set the stage for the United States of America. The nation's foundation was not just in brick and mortar but in the unyielding belief that ordinary people could rise to achieve extraordinary change. From the meeting halls of Philadelphia to the rolling fields of battle, the dawn of the United States was a story of dreams, sacrifices, and the relentless pursuit of a vision that would echo for centuries to come. After winning independence, the new nation faced an enormous challenge: how to govern itself. The Articles of Confederation, the first attempt at a national government, proved weak. States argued, trade faltered, and the fledgling country risked collapse. Out of this uncertainty came a historic gathering in Philadelphia in 1787, the Constitutional Convention. Delegates from 12 states convened, debating fiercely over representation, power, and rights. Some feared a strong central government, others feared chaos without it. After months of negotiation, compromise, and vision, the United States Constitution was born, laying out a framework for democracy that balanced authority with liberty. George Washington, revered for his leadership in the Revolution, became the first president, symbolizing the unity of a fragile nation. The early years were filled with both promise and peril. The new republic faced domestic challenges such as rebellions, territorial disputes, and establishing a national economy. At the same time, it navigated complex international relations, balancing trade, diplomacy, and the threat of war with European powers. Citizens were learning the true meaning of freedom, participating in elections, debating laws, and shaping the nation's identity. These formative years also highlighted contradictions. The ideals of liberty clashed with the reality of slavery and the marginalization of Native Americans. Yet, amid struggles, a vision emerged: a country where ideas, debate, and compromise could shape the future. Symbols like the first American flag, the inauguration of the president, and the construction of early cities and institutions were powerful reminders that a dream was becoming reality. The birth of the United States was not a smooth journey, it was a testament to resilience, foresight, and determination. Every law passed, every city built, and every challenge faced contributed to the foundation of a nation that would continue to grow, struggle, and inspire generations to come. By the mid-19th century, the United States was a nation divided. The question of slavery had become an unyielding fault line, separating North from South, families from neighbors, and ideals from reality. Economically, culturally, and politically, the country was on the brink of collapse. Tensions erupted into one of the most devastating conflicts in American history, the Civil War. From 1861 to 1865, battlefields across the country became grim theaters of courage, sacrifice, and unimaginable suffering. Soldiers marched through mud and blood, while civilians endured the chaos of war on the home front. Leaders like Abraham Lincoln grappled with the moral and political challenges of preserving the Union while confronting the injustice of slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 marked a turning point, signaling a commitment to freedom and equality, even amid the horrors of war. The cost was staggering. Tens of thousands of lives were lost, cities and towns destroyed, and the nation's future uncertain. Yet, from this crucible emerged a stronger, if fragile, United States. The defeat of the Confederacy preserved the Union, while the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments laid the groundwork for civil rights, promising liberty and justice for all citizens, though true equality remained an ongoing struggle. Reconstruction was a time of rebuilding, not just infrastructure, but trust, governance, and opportunity. Freedmen sought to claim the rights promised to them, while the nation wrestled with its identity and the meaning of freedom. Despite setbacks, the era marked a pivotal shift, redefining citizenship, democracy, and the promise of America itself. The Civil War and Reconstruction era showed the resilience of a nation under pressure. It proved that even when torn apart by conflict, a shared vision of liberty and justice could guide the United States toward renewal, setting the stage for the country's rise as a modern power in the decades to come. Following the turmoil of the Civil War, the United States entered a period of rapid transformation. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were defined by industrialization, urbanization, and innovation. Factories rose in cities, railroads stretched across the continent, and technological marvels like the telegraph and electricity changed everyday life. Immigration surged as millions arrived seeking opportunity, bringing diverse cultures that reshaped America's social fabric. Yet, progress came with challenges. Laborers endured long hours and dangerous conditions, while wealth concentrated in the hands of a few industrial magnates. Cities grew crowded, and social tensions mounted. Despite these struggles, America's economic and technological might expanded, setting the stage for global influence. The first half of the 20th century tested the nation in unprecedented ways. World War I drew the United States into the global arena, signaling its emergence as a power beyond its borders. Soldiers fought bravely overseas, while the home front mobilized in support. After a brief interlude of prosperity, the Great Depression struck, shaking confidence and testing resilience. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal aimed to restore hope, employment, and stability, reshaping the role of government in American life. Then came World War II, a conflict that would cement America's place as a world leader. Factories roared with production, sending tanks, planes, and supplies to the front lines. Soldiers fought in Europe and the Pacific, and iconic moments, like the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima, symbolized courage, sacrifice, and unity. Victory brought triumph but also responsibility. The United States emerged as a global superpower, poised to influence international politics, economics, and culture in the decades to come. This era of industrial growth and world conflict transformed the nation. America had evolved from a fragile republic to a powerhouse of innovation, courage, and ambition, ready to face the challenges and possibilities of the modern world. The latter half of the 20th century ushered in profound change for the United States. The struggle for civil rights became the nation's defining moral battle. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and countless activists challenged segregation, inequality, and injustice, demanding that America live up to its promise of liberty and equality. Marches, speeches, and protests reshaped public consciousness, forcing legislative milestones such as the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, which aimed to guarantee freedom and justice for all citizens. Meanwhile, the United States soared in science, technology, and culture. The space race culminated in the moon landing of 1969, a symbol of ingenuity and ambition that captured the imagination of the world. Cities expanded, skyscrapers rose, and innovation transformed daily life, from computers to the internet, connecting Americans in ways unimaginable just decades before. Pop culture, music, and film became global phenomena, reflecting the nation's diversity, creativity, and influence. Yet modern America faced trials alongside triumphs. Social movements, economic challenges, and international conflicts tested resilience and unity. Events such as 9/11 reshaped national security and collective identity, while debates over rights, governance, and equality continued. Through it all, Americans persevered, balancing ideals with realities, striving to make progress while confronting the nation's contradictions. Today, the United States stands as a complex mosaic of cultures, ideas, and ambitions. Its history, a tapestry of struggle, innovation, courage, and hope, shapes its present and future. From civil rights marches to technological revolutions, the nation's journey reflects a continuous pursuit of its founding ideals: liberty, opportunity, and justice. Modern America is not just a country, it is a story still being written. Its past informs its present, guiding citizens as they navigate the challenges of a rapidly changing world, proving that the American experiment, full of triumphs and trials, remains an enduring testament to human resilience and aspiration.